Hi, it's Hannah, the stained glass artist who's been spending the last 5 months playing with a Wazer waterjet cutter in my glass shop, figuring out what it can do. I've been documenting this journey on YouTube and occasionally receiving the comment that, as a result of using the Wazer, my work isn't handmade anymore. I get why that is a gut reaction, but with the innovation and new tools that are available, always comes a lot of debate in terms of what counts as real art or real craft. So let's talk about it. The reality is that every generation of glass artists will have some version of this same conversation as new tools and techniques and technology is introduced to the industry. When I was first starting, 2 decades ago, I was handed a grinding stone and told to wet it and use it to rough up and shape the edges of my glass. And yet everybody I know today uses an electric grinder. And it was around 5 years ago when the use of a Cricut machine to cut out vinyl patterns was introduced. At the time, and kinda now, there are still some people that felt that skipping the step of cutting out paper patterns by hand was somehow cheating. I take a huge issue with this particular debate because cutting up paper isn't even a glass artist skill, it's a kindergarten craft one. So we should just get past that. We also have digital drawing tools now to make resizing designs easier instead of sizing up with drafting tools. And going way, way, way back, Tiffany used sheets of hammered copper and melted beeswax, whereas today we have copper foil tape with adhesive backing. There are plenty of innovations that make things easier, but they just make things more efficient or better over time, not any less artistic. From the art perspective, there's a big difference between designing a stained glass piece and then assembling it. The composition, colors, and shapes all contribute to how you bring the vision to life, and using a Wazer waterjet doesn't mean that I didn't design the piece, choose where the lines go, the glass color, the texture, or imagine how it will be impacted in the light by the glass opacity. All of that is the art. The waterjet is just helping with one part of the craft. I've cut a significant amount of glass by hand at this stage in my career, and I'm entirely satisfied that there are very few cuts I can't do, but once I've proven I can, do I really have to do it all myself every single time? Painters don't make every print by hand. Sculptors have assistants and molds. Why is stained glass a medium where we're expected to do every step manually every single time? The trick, especially about operating a business in stained glass, of such a manual and labor-intensive art form, is that there's no option for expanding on a design beyond hiring additional humans. I'm often envious of the prints that are sold by artists to formally reproduce their work, as that's just not an option for me to scale my business. I can do maybe stickers or something. Don't get me started on acrylic reproductions of glass. But there's just no mass production option for the way actual glass works and looks and behaves without abusing cheap human labor somewhere to do it. So if there's a tool, like a water jet, that can reduce just one piece of a very labor-intensive puzzle, why wouldn't we use it? And when I say one piece of the puzzle, I really do mean one piece. A water jet doesn't finish your panel, it doesn't foil, solder, patina, polish. It just takes one step, the cutting, and takes it out of your hands. The remaining 85% of the process is still done by hand, tools, and experience. So yes, water jet cut stained glass is still very much handmade. In addition to this, I've also recently discovered an unexpected benefit of using the Wazer that I didn't consider originally. I had a tendonitis flare-up this month, and while I was unable to comfortably perform with a handheld cutter due to the position and pressure on my wrist, that didn't stop the Wazer from working for me. This kind of accessibility aspect means there's a chance that I could keep creating long after my grip strength starts to fail on me due to age or injury. Additionally, the experience of a knowledgeable glass artist still heavily comes into play when designing for the Wazer. You really can't just throw any design into the machine and then walk away. You still have to know how glass behaves, how far it can curve, how to avoid weak points, how to set up cuts that won't crack inadvertently due to heat or pressure. If anything, an inexperienced artist is more likely to ask the Wazer to do something unrealistic. In my experience, it's a tool that requires more artistic understanding of glass art, not less. And that knowledge is what lets me take the Wazer and use it to go beyond what I can do with my hand tools. If you saw my last video, you know that there are just some cuts that even with all the time in the world, no glass artist is going to do or be able to do by hand, and that's where the Wazer represents something brand new to play with and take our art to the next level. At the end of the day, stained glass is an art form about light, color, and emotion with a very particular and temperamental medium. Whether you cut your glass with a hand tool or a water jet, it's still your vision and your creativity, and it's still going to be handmade. Is it still art? Absolutely, and every innovation in our industry only adds to what we're able to do in it. If you like this conversation, hit like, subscribe, or leave a comment, especially if you've got strong opinions on tools and technique. I would love to keep the discussion going.